Hi, it's Vex, and today we want to talk about 5-color good stuff. That's right, when I was building my Tiamat deck right here, as you can see here, I started off with my 5-color good stuff template. I think that 5 colors is really cool in Commander, but 5 colors, there's 0 restriction. You can play any color, any card legal in Commander, no color identity restriction whatsoever. And that leads us to the number 1 Commander in EDH, Golos and Kenrith following the top 3 or something, maybe 3 or 4, according to EDHRec. These are top commanders because they are good stuff commanders. Essentially, you can fit anything in these decks because it doesn't really have a theme. These dragons, you know, they have a dragon theme, but essentially with Tiamat, you saw how much good stuff I put in there. I only had 16 dragons in the deck. But here, the theme is play the best cards, no color restrictions, period. And let's actually, if you don't know what Golos does, which I hope you do, but I'll just read it off anyways, 5 colorless. When ETB, search your library for any land and put it into battlefield tapped. And then you pay 2 in Wooburg, exile top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. So you get to, for 7 mana, you get to play stuff for free. So usually people put like high CMC stuff in there. But really, Golos, you just fetch Field of Dead and you just go to town. Even with this bottom part, it's such good stuff. Like that's why Golos is number 1 commander. It's so very, very powerful. People get probably tired of playing against Golos. I know I'm tired of playing against Golos. I'm actually tired of playing Golos, as you saw in this video here. I switched to my Child of Lara as the commander instead of Golos because it's just Golos is so ridiculously powerful and it's easy to cast. It's 5 colorless. Then there's Kenrith right here, 5-color good stuff, 4 and a white, and it has activated abilities of each color, so it makes it a Wooburg commander. And it's a 5/5 and generates so much value. You can give creatures haste, +1/+1 counters, 5 life, draw a card, or reanimate. Insane. But after complaining about these 5-color decks, let's talk about why they're so powerful. Because they don't have restrictions, you get to play the best of every color, the most efficient cards of every single color. And here is the good stuff template. The commander plus is like any 5-color commander can use this template, and 79 cards. Essentially, you have 20 cards to do whatever you want to do with because these are the best of the best. The best removal, the best ramp, the best card draw, just the best everything. Let's actually go through it. And I actually have this in order of MTG Goldfish order, which I like to put my decks onto. I also have the TCG player list in the description below if you want to check out the deck list of the 80 cards. So the reason I'm talking about the best of the best, it's got Birds of Paradise, can make any color mana, right? So you have the best ramp. Deathrite Shaman, insane, because usually when you're playing good stuff, you're playing all the fetch lands. And now we have more staples, because Wizards continuously likes to print staples. Esper Sentinel, put there. Card draw. So let's just put these in categories as we go through them. The good stuff template. I mean, I don't knock anybody. If they want to play good stuff, sure, be my guest, play good stuff. But, you do get to play best of the best, like Birds of Paradise. Best, 1-drop, produce any color. Actually, you can play this in a mono green, which is cool. Deathrite Shaman is a Golgari card. Insane with fetch lands, so if you play them in a higher power level meta, you could get some insane value off Deathrite. And then you have these 2 mana dorks, Ignoble Hierarch and Noble Hierarch, so more ramp there. So you got great 1-mana ramp down the line as creatures. And it has Exalted too, so you attack for extra damage if you want to. You got Dockside, red ramp, super insane right there. You get to play that card. Eternal Witness, a utility card. I love playing Eternal Witness. And with Kenrith, if you're playing Kenrith, you can just get your good stuff right back to your hand. And you play another, this is a card, not exactly a card draw spell, but it makes mana and gives you spells, Water Archaic, so it's like a tax right there. This can go in any deck, so it's not a big deal. As you can see right here with the creatures, I have red, black, green, colorless, and white. So I'm just missing blue, because blue doesn't really ramp as creature ramp. Then you have your removal suite, so let's move these down here. And usually, let's pretend Kenrith is my commander. Every 5-color commander, I always include Golos as a card. Right? Golos is so powerful. Include Golos as a piece of ramp right there, too. So Golos is in the deck. Then you have your removal here. So let's put removal here. You have Swords of Plowshares right there. I'm not going to read these cards off. These cards are essentially the best of the best. If you don't know what these cards are, then I don't know what you've been doing in EDH for the last year or 2 or 3 or whatever, how many years you've played. You got your tutors, vampiric tutor. So let's go here. Yeah, more removal. So this is in order of let's put tutors right here. In order of CMC and name, because I like to order my cards this way because it's easier to find and match up with my goldfish list. Assassin's Trophy, the best 2-mana removal. I guess destroys any permanent and just gives them basic land. I know ramping the opponent is not that great, but when you can get rid of anything, even their land, it's just putting them land neutral. Kill that Gaia's Cradle. Extremely versatile. Cyclonic Rift, I consider that removal. Essentially remove everything on their board, put it back to their hand, and the person who gets Cyclonic Rifted at their end step has to discard all those cards. I feel bad for them, but it is what it is. Super salty, but super powerful. One of the most powerful cards in EDH. More tutors, Demonic Tutor right here. So as you see, the good stuff template has all the good stuff. And then you have more ramp. You got Farseek, right? Because you're playing Triumphs. Oh man, once they print Triumphs, the game has changed. Farseek became that much more powerful. And Nature's Lore as well, because you can get a forest, essentially more Triumphs. 3 visits, same deal, more Triumphs right there. Then you have player removal right here, Torment of Hailfire. You're playing the good stuff. You're playing, look at all this ramp. Card draw, and card draw, get Eternal Witness, get Torment of Hailfire back. That is your utility player removal spell. Anguish Unmaking here. I think the best 3-mana removal out there. So you can see we do. Red is not a lot of the good stuff, right? Dockside is very good. Esper Sentinel. And then white is not that much good stuff either. Esper Sentinel, Swords Plasters. Let's be honest with ourselves. Green is the best color in EDH by an insane mile. It's not even close. Next closest color, there is no second place color. Green is so powerful because of this ramp. Look at this ramp package. It gets you ahead on mana, lets you play bigger cards faster. As you can see here, black is really powerful. I have a lot of black spells here. I have 1 blue spell, Cyclonic Rift, but Cyclonic Rift is insane. I have Balged Recovery, so let's put player removal right here. Bam, Torment of Hailfire. Balged Recovery. I always include that in all green decks because, again, where base green gets anything back or becomes a land, and becomes the land of the color that you really need the most, green. Then you have more ramp. You have Cultivate here. Right there. Oh, Cultivate. Oh, wrong pile. Here. And then you have Kodama's Reach right after Fierce Guardianship. Kodama's Reach, just put that there. And let's talk about Fierce Guardianship, the best counter spell ever. You play Kenrith, you're tapped out, and you're like, they're trying to remove it, swords it, you're like, no, Fierce Guardianship. Bam. You just lay the card down. That's it. You don't even have to tap mana. Just lay the card right down here. So let's put this here as utility spell here. Running out of room. Too much good stuff. Teferi's Protection right here. So let's do a protection pile right here. There's protection here. Teferi's Protection right there. Boom. I mean, this is the best protection spell you have. Protects you from everything, essentially. Even from the Aetherflux Reservoir. My most favorite card in the world, right? Toxic Deluge, more removal. I think this Toxic Deluge is the best removal because it kills indestructible things. Right there. Without question. It kills regenerators. It kills anything. Blightsteel Colossus. It does cost you life, but it only costs 3 mana, so it's very mana efficient. More ramp, Skyshell Claim. Again, gets 2 forests, but with the Triumphs, it's amazing. It's just so good. I love Skyshell Claim. Triumphs just make it so good. Then you have Ruinous Ultimatum here. Removal. Essentially, it's a Cyclonic Rift, but instead it just destroys everything. All non-land permanents. So that along with Cyclonic Rift are really good. Again, another red card. I think these are only 2 red cards in the deck. So red is not that important. I guess you could play the Remove Dockside and Ruinous Ultimatum and play like all this stuff in Atraxa, which, that could be a Atraxa template. Then you have Ondu Inversion. Ooh, there's another red card here I'm looking at. Removal right here. So removal is very good. Torment. Let's put Torment back here. Right out of room here. This is another red card here. Sorry. Almost forgot about this. This is the most super cheap removal again. Blasphemous Act. You get the best of the best, right? You get Cyclonic Rift as remove, bounce everything. You get super efficient removal of swords, Toxic Deluge, Ruinous Ultimatum, Blasphemous Act. You got Emergency button with Ondu Inversion, which is insane emergency button just in case things happen, but you can play as land. Then our more ramp, which we're just running out of room. We're just running out of room here. Artifact ramp. You got Jeweled Lotus, right? It's still good in 5 colors. I know with Golos, you can cast Golos on turn 1 with Soul Ring. Land, Soul Ring, Jeweled Lotus, Golos, right there. But with Kenrith, you could sack Jeweled Lotus for Kenrith or Sisay, stuff like that. You got Mana Crypt right here, of course. Soul Ring. I'm playing good stuff. I gotta play Mana Crypt, right? Jewel Lotus Mana Crypt. Usually I cut these out on most decks because I don't want that high power level, but it is what it is. Let's play some high power level. Then you have your Arcane Signet, of course, makes all 5 colors. Felwar Stone, the old school, the dark one. Why not? Just for fun. This makes all the colors that your opponents make, which would, unless everybody's playing Eldrazi, then it doesn't produce anything. But you'll get some colors. Protection, Lightning Greaves. I usually play Lightning Greaves over Swiftfoot Boots because it costs 0 mana. Of course, the deck list is really tight, so it's not like I can always play both Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves, but you can if you want to. Chromatic Lantern here. Fixes your mana. Chromatic Ori right there. I consider this more of a card draw spell here because it draws lots of cards. Each color among permanent. So usually Kenrith is not the best commander for Chromatic Ori, but like Tiamat right here has 5 colors, so you tap it, draw 5 cards. Really powerful, and it ramps you too, but it does both things. Like the Great Henge as well. It ramps you with card draw, so I consider this more of a card draw spell right there. Of course, the best blue card draw spell ever, Rhystic Study, right there. And more ramp, Smothering Tithe. The reason, as you see, I have so much ramp, let's just put these cards over here. I have so much ramp. Look at this ramp. And even Chromatic Ori and Great Henge is because my commander is such good stuff, right? Kenrith is a mana sink. Golo is a mana sink. Tiamat right here brings you like tons of dragons, which becomes a mana sink. Sisay usually is a mana sink. So Sisay is one of the top 5 color commanders. I don't have it here. But it's such a mana sink that you want to just ramp so hard that you just use this for good stuff. You use this card draw, gain life, counters, whatever it is. So these are the cards and the good stuff. And of course, the mana base. We'll just clear these cards out. There's only 1 token here. The treasure token. There. Right there. So this is the good stuff. Template right here. Marvel in its glory. We'll clear this out and get to the mana base. All right, we're ready for the lands. There you are, right there, lands. No, the good stuff usually has more lands, like 38, 39. Because again, I want to ramp hard. I got fetch lands, so I don't have 39 physical lands. I'm fetching, so we have fetch lands here, shock lands. So essentially, you have all the fetches. Let's see if we can get it out. Utility lands like Bajuka Bog, shock lands. 5-color lands like Command Tower, right there. 5-color lands like Exotic Orchard, like a Felwar Stone on a stick. Flooded Strand, more fetch lands. And then you have basic lands, like your basic forest. Again, this is base color green, as you see how much ramp I had. Insane amount of ramp for a green. It's a green deck. Every deck's a green deck. Any deck that's base green is a green deck. Let's just be honest. Because green's so powerful. Godless Shrine, more Shocklands, Hollowed Fountain, right there. And then you have their Triomes. Let's put Triomes over here. This utility land like Bajuka Bog, I didn't mention it, but always every black deck has a Bajuka Bog because Graveyard Hate is very important. Graveyard Hate in a land helps a lot. And we have Golos to search for Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, such like that. And they have 1 of each basic island. Here, more Triomes. Catch a Triome here. Again, this is a green Triome. Indulta Triome is a green Triome. Can get Skyshell Claim or Nature's Lore. Can get those. Mana Confluence, Rainbow Land here. Marsh Flat. So again, I'm going in alphabetical order. That's why they're all not sorted. Misty Rainforest. Mountain. So fetch lands, basic lands, Overgrown Tomb. Plains. So 1 of each basic. Polluted Delta. More fetches. Right? I think since they printed the Triomes, they have fetch lands, reprinted Modern Horizons 2, and they have shock lands, and they have 5-color lands. You're usually never without the colored mana you need, Ruger and Triome. And then they printed World Tree to help you fix your mana even more. Sacred Foundry here. Savai Triome. I know it's a Triome that's full art. I should just gotten all full arts, but it is what it is. Scalding Tarn. So more fetches. Yeah, look at that. Steam Vents. So you have all the shocks. It's very expensive. This is not a budget deck, obviously. But even budget-wise, you can get all the Triomes, these lands, shock lands, skip the fetch lands. It's pretty good deal. Stomping Grounds. You should be able to have a stable mana base. Swamp. You can always add Crop Rotation, Sylvan's Grind, and get the World Tree. or Chromatic Lantern helps stabilize your mana base. Temple Garden, right there, more shock lands. Speaking of World Tree, this basically stabilizes your mana. Once you get 6 lands, you're just like good to go. I have everything's rainbow mana, even Scalding Tarn taps for anything. Verdant Catacombs here. Watery Grave. Windswept Heath, more fetches. Wooded Foothills. Then instead of 1 forest, you got Yavimaya right here. Yavimaya really helps with the turning everything green early. Zaggoth Triome. I actually might take this out because I'm so like my mana is so stable. I might not need it, and I have world. So there is the mana base right here. We have 1 utility land here because obviously colors are important. If you are playing a full 5-color commander like Tiamat, you need 1 of each color. Then you have to, fetch for Triumph, fetch for Shock. It depends on if you need the mana untapped with a Shock land, or you could be okay with the tap for Triumph. Anyways, this is the mana base right here. It's pretty straightforward, streamlined mana base. I love it. I think very strong. I have in my Najeela deck, my CEDH deck, which I haven't done deck tech, but if you looked at my 42 decks or whatever it is video, then I have Najeela. These are all original dual lands, always coming to play untapped, all fetches. So the mana base is more streamlined than this. And Najeela is a 5-color commander with the activation. It's a red commander with a 5-color activation. So this is the mana base. Anyways, tell me what you think about good stuff. You think good stuff is just overrated, or too many people do it? And it is powerful. I will admit it's super powerful because there's no restriction. Every card legal in Commander is essentially legal in this good stuff deck, and you play the best of the best. And look at this mana base. There's no mana troubles right here. You got all shock lands, all fetch lands. You can adjust and take some. For our Tiamat deck, I adjusted by taking all the non-green, non-red ones out. So essentially, all the Esper shock lands out. Same for fetch lands, and because it's basically a base red, base green deck. And then I took all the basic. I only had mountains and forests in there, and then I basically had all the Triumphs. Triumphs make instantly they printed Triumphs with fetch lands. It made it so good. I wonder if they're actually gonna print like a land that's all land types, so you can just fetch it with any fetch land. Anyways, that's all I have for today. This is a good stuff template. I think I will do a Kenrith deck tech, and I'll tell you which cards in this template I use for Kenrith. So stay tuned for that. But before then, if you enjoyed this video, give the video a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos. And as always, have a wonderful day.